Hello everyone. We can discuss about dimension analysis concept in this video. Basically, dimension analysis is a method of dimensions, right? It is a mathematical technique used in research work for, so it may be for design or conducting model tests, right? So basically, it deals with dimensions of physical quantities involved in the phenomenon, right? By usually by comparison with respect to arbitrary fixed values. This dimensional analysis concepts are used, right? So basically, in this dimensions or dimension analysis concept, two types of dimensions are used, or the methods are used, or the quantities that are called as physical quantities that are used. So that are called as fundamental quantities and secondary or derived quantities. So basically, fundamental quantities are like mass, length, and time are used as a fundamental quantities. I mean for comparison, right? So I mean with respect to fixed values are length, mass, and time usually, which are used in fluid mechanics as a fundamental quantities, right? So coming to secondary quantities are basically derived from fundamental quantities, right? So one or more fundamental quantities are used to derive the secondary quantities. There are so many examples for secondary quantities, like if you take the examples, I mean dimensions, like length. So length, you can write length with respect to the fundamental dimensions. So as I said, basically fundamental dimensions are mass, length, and time in fluid mechanics. So with respect to unit, I'll talk. What is the length unit? So length will be in meter. All right. So meter is related to mass, length, or time. It is related to what? So obviously it is related to length. All right. So that's why. So mass becomes zero and time becomes zero. Only L will be considered. So length, the unit of length will be meter. So meter is, I mean, yeah, meter is related to length only. So that's why L has been considered. Mass and time has become zero. All right. So in the same way, if you consider in the same way, if you consider mass, if you consider mass, then length and time becomes zero. So the unit of mass is kg. So kg is related to mass, right? So only m will be considered. If it is related to time, the unit of time is second, right? So if second term comes, hour term comes, minute term comes, then so it will be related to time. So that time, so length term becomes zero and mass term becomes zero. Only time will be considered. All right. So that is about length, mass, and time. So now, if you consider area. So what is the unit of area? So unit of area is meter square. All right. So meter is related to length. All right. So mass and time is zero. So that's why meter square is there. So here L square is written. In the same way, if you consider volume, so what is the unit of volume? Unit of volume is meter cube, right? So again, meter is related to length. That's why L cube is written. Mass and time is zero. So what is the unit of velocity? Velocity will be in meter per second. So meter is related to length. That's why L has been written. And second is related to time. So divided by second is there. So you can write L by T. L by T. Or so divided by T can be written as T to the power of minus 1. That is what here it is written. T to the power of minus 1. So and coming to acceleration. So what is the unit of acceleration? Acceleration unit is meter per second square. So meter is related to length, second is related to time. Second square is there. So that's why divided by time square, or if it goes upside, it becomes t to the power of -2. And mass is 0 in both velocity and acceleration. Alright. So and coming to force. So unit of force is Newton, means mass F is equal to ma, mass into acceleration gives you force. So mass is related to, with respect to fundamental quantities, it is related to m, right? The unit of mass is kg. Kg is related to m, mass, all right? And unit of acceleration, acceleration unit is meter per second square. So meter per second square. So meter, the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So here meter is related to length. Meter is related to length. So per second square is there. Second is related to time. So that's why t to the power of minus 2 is been written. So now you can write it as L m t to the power of -2. All right. So coming to weight. So what is the unit of weight? Newton. Again, it's is equal to force. So mass into acceleration. Whatever you have got for force, the same fundamental, the secondary derivatives can be written by making use of fundamental quantities. L m into t to the power of -2. Right. So mass discharge. Mass discharge in the sense mass flow rate. So what is the unit of mass flow rate? So it is the mass by time. All right. So amount of fluid which is flowing with respect to time, mass of fluid which is flowing with respect to time, mass by time gives you mass flow rate, that is denoted by m dot. Right. So mass is related to, can be written as m. So divided by time is there. Divided by time is there. So divided by, you can write t, or m into t to the power of, is supposed to be -1, right? So mass by or discharge, kg per second. Mass flow rate supposed to be in kg per second, right? So kg is with respect to mass. So per second is there. Second in the sense time, it is related to time. It's supposed to be t to the power of -1, not t to the power of -2. It is related to, it's supposed to be t to the power of -1. Right? Yeah. And coming to weight discharge. So weight discharge is the ratio of weight per unit time. So weight is related to again force. Force can be written as L m into t to the power of -2. So because weight will be in Newton, so that is equal to force, mass into acceleration. So you can write it as L m into t to the power of -2. So divided by time is there. Right? So divided by time is there. So with this, if you do divided by time, you can write it as L m t to the power of -3. L m t to the power of -3. That is what I have written here. All right, for weight discharge. So again for mass density. So for mass density, so what is the unit of mass density? Kg per meter cube. Right? Mass density is the ratio of mass by unit volume. Right? Kg per meter cube. So kg is related to mass per meter cube is there. So meter is related to length. So divided by L to the power of -3, you can write. Right? Into the L raised to -3, or divided by L raised to 3 kg per meter cube. So in the same way, for specific weight, it is the ratio of weight per unit volume. So weight is related to, force, as we have Lmt to the power of -2 divided by volume. So volume unit is meter cube. Right? Meter is related to length. It can be written as L cube. Or you can write, so L is there, L to the power of -3. If it goes upside, so it becomes L raised to -2. Right? So L to the power of 1 into L raised to -3 is L raised to -2 into m into t to the power of minus 2. So next is specific gravity. So what is specific gravity? It is the ratio of density of given fluid to density of standard fluid. So that is also called as relative density. So the units gets cancelled and it has got no unit. Alright. So it doesn't have unit. So it is dimensionless. So that's why length, mass and time has become 0 for specific gravity. Alright. So by making use of all these fundamental and secondary derivatives, so some equations can be formed. So by making use of a theorem called Buckingham's pi theorem. So this theorem is very, very important. So coming to the statement of Buckingham's pi theorem, so it states that if there are n variables in a physical phenomenon, any phenomenon, if there are n number of variables, and those variables contains m number of fundamental dimensions. M number of fundamental dimensions. What are the fundamental dimensions? Mass, length, and time. All right. So that physical phenomenon has contained m number of fundamental dimensions. Then it can be grouped into n minus m dimensionless terms, or that are also called as pi terms. So by making use of pi terms or dimensionless terms, the different equations can be derived. Okay. So that is the statement of Buckingham's pi theorem. Right? If there are n variables in a physical phenomenon and those variables contain m fundamental dimensions, then each can be grouped into n minus m dimensionless parameters, which are called as pi terms. All right. And coming to procedure, so explanation they have given, like let f of x1, x2, x3, x4 up to xn is equal to 0. If there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon, all right, and the number of variables are n here. If there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon which contains m number of fundamental dimensions. So as I said, the fundamental dimensions are mass, length, and time in fluid mechanics. So mass, length, and time, MLT. So number of dimensions are 3. All right. So then the number of pi terms can be grouped into n minus m. All right. So that's why you can write it as f of the equation, whatever the equation we have here. So this equation can be written as f of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 up to pi n minus m is equal to 0, because number of pi terms are n minus m, right? So for that, here there is an example. So let f of x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 is equal to 0. All right. So be the function. I mean, in this physical phenomenon, how many variables are there? X1, x2, x3, x4, x5. There are 5 variables. So number of variables are 5. If there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon which contains m number of fundamental dimensions. What are fundamental dimensions? Mass, length, and time. So MLT was equal to 3. Right? So mass, length, and time. There are 3 fundamental dimensions. So n is equal to 5, m is equal to 3. Then the number of pi terms can be written as n minus m. So n value is 5, m value is 3. So it can be written as 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So therefore, the number of pi terms are 2. F of pi 1 comma pi 2 is equal to 0. All right. And this pi terms can be written in terms of repeating variables. While writing the expression for this dimensionless terms or pi terms, we need to make use of repeating variables. So what are the repeating variables? So here they have considered x1, x2, x3. All right. So if you take pi 1 and pi 2 both, we can see there is x1, x1, x2, x2, x3, x3. So that's why these are called as repeating variables. x1, x2, x3 are repeated, one in pi 2 also. All right. So, but pi 1 is the dimensionless terms like m0, m to the power of 0, l to the power of 0, t to the power of 0. All right. So the powers with respect to powers you need to write. Okay. So here we have x1 to the power of a1, x2 to the power of b1, and x3 to the power of c1. Because pi 1 in the sense m0, l0, t0, t to the power of 0. All right. So for mass, length, and time, the powers are there. All right. So that's why here also you need to write the powers for repeating variables like a1, b1, c1. Or for pi 2, you can write it as a2, b2, c2. Okay. And there are two more variable. Plus one more variable in each pi term. So you can see here. Yeah, here again. Each of the pi term consists of m plus 1 terms, out of which m terms are repeating type and other variables are non-repeating type. You're getting right? So here in each pi term contains m plus 1 term. What is the value of m? So m is equal to 3. So plus 1 in the sense 4 terms. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each pi term contains 4 terms, m plus 1 term, in which m number of repeating variables are there. Right? So in this m is equal to 3. 3 repeating variables are there. x1, x2, x3. So there are 3 repeating variables. Alright, and which contains m plus 1 number of total variables. Right? So each pi term contains m plus 1. This is 3 plus 1, 4 variables, in which m number of it consists of m number of repeating variables. So m is equal to 3. There are 3 repeating variables. Right? So that's why in pi 1 and pi 2 there are m plus 1 variables, 3 plus 1, 4. All right, and other variables which are containing, which you are writing, so that are non-repeating type. Here x4 is there, here x5 is there, which is not repeated, right? So that's why, so that are called as non-repeating variables. So to choose these repeating variables, so there are certain conditions while selecting these repeating variables. So there are certain conditions. Okay. So while choosing these repeating variables x1, x2, x3, so you need to consider 3 parameters. Okay. So one, by considering geometric property, the first repeating variable you have to select in such a way that it should have got geometric property. Geometric property in the sense it may be length, diameter, height, which is related to geometry, dimensions. All right. And the second repeating variables so will be selected based on the flow property. First one is with respect to geometric property. Second one is with respect to flow property. So flow property, so examples like velocity, discharge, acceleration, RPM, angular velocity, right? This all comes under flow properties. All right. And the third repeating variables is selected based on the fluid property. So fluid properties like density, kinematic viscosity, surface tension, specific weight, right? So whatever the fluid properties we have, so that fluid properties you need to consider while selecting the third repeating variable. Right? So later you need to simplify pi 1 and pi 2 terms to get the final equation. So how exactly these steps are used to solve the problem, okay, to obtain the equation, so we can discuss while solving few numericals. Okay, so clearly you'll understand the concept of dimensional analysis after solving the numerical. So we can discuss a few numericals. So coming to first numerical, find an expression for drag force. Find an expression for drag force R. The drag force is denoted by RU. On a smooth sphere of diameter d, moving with velocity v in a fluid of density rho and dynamic viscosity mu. So here you can see, so there are dependent variable and independent variable. So dependent variable here is drag force. So you can write it as R is equal to, you can write it as R is equal to, R is a dependent variable which depends on, R is a function of, so diameter, velocity, density and dynamic viscosity. So these are all the independent variable. So R is a dependent variable and the remaining are the independent variable. So R is a function of diameter, velocity, density and dynamic viscosity. Later in the next step, the to find the total number of variables, you can move this R inside. So f of R d v rho mu is equal to 0, right? To have the total number of variables. So now, so how many number of variables are there? So you need to remember, always you need to remember that Buckingham's pi theorem statement. If there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon, right, there is a drag force, right, that is the physical phenomenon. The force is happening when the fluid, I mean the sphere is moving with some velocity in a fluid, right. So in that physical phenomenon, there are n number of variables. How many variables are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 number of variables. If there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon, which contains m number of fundamental dimensions. How many fundamental dimensions are there? Mass, length and time. So there are 3 fundamental dimensions. So m is equal to 3. Then the number of pi terms can be grouped into n minus m, right? So n is 5 here, m is 3 here. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So it can be written as f of pi 1 comma pi 2 is equal to constant, or is equal to 0. All right. So there are 2 pi terms or dimensionless terms. So after this, to elaborate this pi 1 and pi 2 term, to write the expression for pi 1 and pi 2 term, you need to make use of a repeating variable. So in this 5 variables, you need to choose the repeating variable. How do you need to choose? Based on these 3 parameters, 3 conditions. So you need to choose the first repeating variable in such a way that it should have got geometric property. The first one is geometric property. So in this, so diameter is the geometric property, right? That's why diameter has been considered as a first repeating variable. And second repeating variable should be having flow property. So that's why here velocity has got flow property. So that's why, so they have considered velocity as a second repeating variable. And third repeating variable should have got fluid property. So here density is the fluid property. So that's why they have considered density as a third repeating variable. All right, there should be m number of repeating variables. M is equal to 3 here. So 3 repeating variables we have considered. All right, so diameter, velocity and density. All right, but pi term has got m plus 1 number of terms. M plus 1 is in the sense 3 plus 1, 4. All right, that means that should be non-repeating variable. So which one is non-repeating variable here? The remaining term, so is R. The remaining term is R and mu. Right, for pi 1 you can consider R, pi 2 you can consider mu. Right, for pi 1 you can consider R. So and later for repeating variables you can give the powers, because pi term is a dimensionless term which has got power L0, M0, T0. So with respect to power, you need to write the repeating variables. All right. So d to the power of E1, v to the power of b1 and rho to the power of c1. So here you can see diameter. What is the unit of diameter? Meter. All right. So meter is related to length. So that's why it is written L to the power of A1. So what is the unit of velocity? Velocity is meter per second. So meter is related to length per second is there. So divided by time, RT to the power of -1 is been written to the power of B1. And third repeating variable is density. What is the unit of density? Kg per meter cube. So kg is related to mass per meter cube is there. So divided by meter is related to length. That's why L cube is supposed to be L to the power of -3. Okay, it's not visible properly. I think L to the power of -3, m into L raised to -3. And R, I mean, rho to the power of C1 is there, later R. So R in the sense drag force, it is drag force. So force is mass, I mean, F is equal to ma, as already we have discussed right at the beginning. Mass into acceleration, F is equal to ma, mass will be in kg. All right. So and you know, kg, acceleration is meter per second square. Kg is related to mass. All right. So kg per, I mean, yeah, mass will be kg, acceleration meter per second square, L into t raised to -2. That is what it has been written here. L into m into t raised to -2. All right. So later you keep L term one side, M term one side, and T term one side. All right. So here you can see, I mean, to the powers, you need to separate the powers. Here we have L to the power of A1, right? So plus L to the power of B1. So you can see here. So we have L to the power of B1, all right, plus L to the power of -3 into C1. Right, so L to the power of -3 into C1. Here L to the power of 1 plus 1. So that's why A1 plus B1 minus 3C1 plus 1. So in the same way, if you consider M, so M to the power of C1 is there, plus M to the power of 1 is there. So C1 plus 1. All right. So coming to T, so T to the power of -B1, -1 into B1. In the sense, minus B1, and again here T to the power of -2. So -2, minus B1, -2. All right. So now you equate both the sides, because here L to the power of 0 is there, M to the power of 0 is there, T to the power of 0 is there. So equate the powers now. If you equate the powers, yeah. So if you equate the powers, so you can write left side for L, the power is 0. All right. And right side, yeah, this is, I think, T minus B1 -2 is the power of T. So T they have considered first. So T left side there is 0. All right. So T to the power of 0. 0 is equal to minus B1 -2. All right. Or B1 is equal to -2. The value of B1 you have got. Next, M power I have considered. C1 plus 1 left side, M to the power of 0 is there. Right. So C1 plus 1 is equal to 0, or C1 is equal to -1. All right. So now you got the value of B1 and C1. You can substitute in L term. So L to the power of power is A1 plus B1 minus 3C1 plus 1. Right. You have the value of B1 and C1. Right. So that is -2 and -1. If you substitute and simplify, you get the value of A1. All right. So once you get the value of A1, B1 and C1, you can substitute in pi term. So pi 1 term. So pi 1 is equal to, I mean, dV rho into R. I mean, d to the power of A1, v to the power of B1, rho to the power of C1 is there. So substitute the value of A1, B1, C1 here. So d to the power of A1 is -2, v to the power of B1 is again -2. All right. So rho to the power of C1 value is -1 into R. So R minus term we can move down. So pi 1 is equal to R divided by d square v square into rho. You can write that is the expression for the first dimensionless term pi1. So now in the same way, similar way, you can write the expression for pi2. All right. So pi2, again the same repeating will d to the power of a2, v to the power of b2, the rho to the power of c2 into mu is there. You need to consider the second, I mean one more non-repeating variable as mu. All right. So again the pi term, dimensions are L0, M0, T0, and diameter dv rho. Whatever you have written, the same thing. Before that, you can write the expression for dv rho, mu, r for everything. Right? D is L, V is L into T raised to minus 1, rho is L to the power minus 3 into M, mu is so L to the power mu. Mu means dynamic viscosity, Newton second per meter square as the unit. So Newton in the sense again force, mass into acceleration. All right. So if you substitute, you'll get so L to the power of L to the power of minus 1 m into t raised to minus 1. Okay, so that is the fundamental dimensions after applying for mu. You will be getting L raised to minus 1 m into t raised to minus 1. So in the same way now, so keep the powers of L one side, keep the powers of m one side, keep the powers of t one more side. So again I'm telling you, so L if you take, so there is L to the power of a2, L to the power of a2, so L to plus L to the power of b2 minus L to the power of 3c2 minus 1. So that is what it's been written, a2 minus b2 minus 3c2 minus 1. So next if you consider m, so m to the power of c2 plus 1. So m to the power of c2 plus 1. So now if you consider t, so t to the power of minus 1 into b2. So means minus b2 minus b2 minus 1 minus b2 minus 1. So now if you keep I mean again I have considered t term first. So t term is minus b2 minus 1 is equal to 0, or b2 is equal to minus 1. So next I have consider the m term, m to the power of c2 plus 1, the power of m. So c2 supposed to be c2, not c1. Okay, so c2 plus 1 is supposed to be c2. c2 plus 1 is equal to 0, or c2 is equal to minus 1. All right. So now if you know the value of b2 and c2, you can substitute for L term. L powers if you take, so a2 minus b2, a2 minus b2 minus 3c2 minus 1 is equal to 0. All right. So at the left side, L to the power of 0 is there. So that's why is equal to 0 is missing. So we can assume here. So here a2 minus, b2 and c2 value they have substituted, and they have simplified to get the value of a2 at the end. So a2 is equal to minus 1. So now substitute the value of a2, b2 and c2 in pi2 term. All right. So a2 is minus 1, b2 is minus 1, c2 is also minus 1. If you substitute all this, minus 1 term goes downside. It can be further simplified as pi2 is equal to mu divided by rho vd. Right, now we have got the expression for pi1 and pi2. Therefore pi1 and pi2 is equal to constant, whatever the previous equation you had here, whatever the previous equation you had here, you substitute the expression for pi1 and pi2. Okay, so the pi1 expression, whatever you have got, you can substitute, and pi2 expression, whatever you have got, you can substitute. Now, since r is a dependent variable, so first they have moved whole term, first term outside. So r by rho v square d square is a function of mu by rho vd. Or since r is a dependent variable and other terms are independent variable, so this entire term they have moved right side. So r is equal to rho into v square d square, function of mu by rho vd. So this is the expression for drag force. Okay, so which is calculated by making use of dimensionless terms called pi terms. So this is how. So basically, numericals can be solved by making use of Buckingham's pi theorem procedure. So I think we can discuss one more problem. Yeah, the efficiency of a fan depends on density. So efficiency is denoted by rho. So here, so efficiency is a dependent variable. Okay, before this you can write. So efficiency is a dependent variable. So efficiency is a function of density, dynamic viscosity, angular velocity, and diameter and discharge. Okay, so you can write like this. This is the dependent variable. Efficiency is a dependent variable which depends on all this. Now, to have total number of variables, this efficiency also can be moved inside. So whenever this efficiency is moved inside, so now you can get the total number of variables. How many variables are there? There are 6 number of variables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n is equal to 6. So how many fundamental dimensions are there? So mass, length, and time. There are 3 variables. So m is equal to 3. Then the number of pi terms are n minus m. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So that's why the number of pi terms are 3. Pi 1, pi 2, and pi 3. Right? So afterwards, to have the expression for pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, you need to write the repeating variables. So there should be m number of repeating variables. M is equal to 3. Therefore, there should be 3 repeating variables. All right. So here repeating variable is considered in such a way that the first condition is it should have got geometric property, flow property, and fluid property. Right? This is angular velocity. Velocity is a flow property. Right? And density is the fluid property. So they have considered the diameter as a geometric property, angular velocity omega. Right? So velocity is a flow property, and density is a fluid property. Right? So d, omega, and rho they are considered as a repeating variables. Then for this you need to give the powers a1, b1, c1. All right, but the each pi term has contain, it should contain m plus 1 variable. So 3 plus 1, 4 variable. So the remaining terms you can write here. So eta, mu, and q are the remaining terms. So you can add all that remaining terms for pi 1, pi 2, and pi 3. So first, the efficiency term you can multiply with pi 1 term, can be taken with pi 1 term. All right. So later mu term can be taken with pi 2 term, and q term can be taken with pi 3 term. All right. So now the same procedure how we have solved the previous problem with the same procedure. This one also can be solved. All right. I think pi 1 term if you take, that is dimensionless, L0, M0, T0 is equal to D. I think for D, W, omega, rho, and efficiency, for all this, you can write the dimensions first. Okay. So efficiency, it doesn't have any unit. So that's why L0, M0, T0, it doesn't have any unit. Okay. So density unit is kg per meter cube. So kg represents mass per meter cube. Meter is represents length. So divided by L cube R. So L to the power of minus 3 can write. So mu. So mu in the sense the unit of mu dynamic viscosity is Newton second per meter square. So Newton again it's the unit of force, mass into acceleration you can write into divided by second square. If you do, if you simplify, you'll get L minus 1 m into t raised to minus 1. And angular velocity per minute, right? RPM, revolution per minute, right? Or per second, per time is there. So t to the power of minus 1. So diameter unit is meter, that is related to length. Or discharge meter cube per second. So meter cube is L cube, per second is there. So that's why t raised to minus 1. Okay, write all this before. So easily you can substitute later. D is L to the power of A1 in place of omega, T to the power of minus 1 to the power of B1. And in place of density, you can write M L raised to minus 3 whole to the power of C1 into efficiency. It doesn't have any unit. Alright, so like L0, M0 and T0. So again, so L term, M term and T term you keep one side, right? The powers like L to the power of A1, L to the power of minus 3C1. That's it, this is 0. So again, M to the power of C1, that's it, this is 0. M to the power of C1 is there. Alright, so T to the power of minus B1 and this is 0. T to the power of minus B1 you have. So and here I think T to the power, I mean M to the power of first I have taken C1. So C1, so left side M to the power of 0 is there. So powers if you equate, C1 is equal to 0. C1 is equal to 0. And T if you take the power is minus B1. So here 0 is there left side. So minus B1 is equal to 0 or B1 is equal to 0. Right? So C1, B1, 0. If you substitute in L term, alright, again A1 also becomes 0. So you can write pi terms as, I mean in place of pi 1 term, D omega rho to the power of A1, B1, C1 is there. All are 0. Alright, and only efficiency remains. So pi 1 is equal to efficiency. Only efficiency term remains. Similarly, for pi 2, you need to consider the repeating variables D omega rho and the second non-repeating variable you can consider as mu. So that is what I have taken here. So pi 2 is equal to d to the power of a2 omega to the power of b2 rho to the power of c2 into mu. All right. So similar procedure. So here left side L to the power of 0, m to the power of 0, t to the power of 0 is equal to, I mean, you have the dimension for d omega rho mu. The substitute, right? And further, L term you need to keep one side, m term one side, t term one side. All right. So later, I think t term they have taken first minus b2 minus 1 is equal to left side t raised to 0 is there. The power if you equate it becomes minus b2 minus 1 is equal to 0 or b2 is equal to minus 1. So if you take m term, c2 plus 1 is equal to 0 or c2 is equal to minus 1. Or if you take L term, so a2 minus 3c2 minus 1 is there. Left side is equal to 0, right? The power of L is 0 left side, so that's why is equal to 0 if you do. And you know the value of B2 and C2. If you substitute, you'll get the value of A2. A2 is equal to minus 2. Then you substitute A2, B2 and C2. Alright, so later the negative term goes down. So pi 2 is equal to mu divided by d square into omega q. No, omega to the power of minus 1. No? The mu divided by d square. Yeah, d square. But rho is also there. There's supposed to be rho. That's it. No, omega. Alright, so mu divided by d square, omega and rho. So that is the pi 2. Similarly, for pi 3, you need to consider the repeating variables with one more non-repeating variable. So which one is left out now? Non-repeating variable. So that is q. Right? For pi 1, you have considered eta. For pi 2, you have considered mu, non-repeating variable. And for pi 3, we can consider q as a non-repeating variable. Okay. So q. So again, so d omega rho q, discharge, the unit of discharge is meter cube per second, right? So if you substitute in terms of fundamental dimensions, and later by keeping L term, L powers one side, M power one side, T power one side. All right. So further simplification, I think T term that I have taken first, minus B3 minus 1 is equal to 0. That's why there is 0, or B3 becomes minus 1. All right. Or C3 is equal to 0 because I've said it is 0. So B3 and C3 if you substitute in L power, that is A3 minus 3C3 plus 3, right? If you substitute C3 and B3 value, we'll get A3 value. So next, in place of pi 3, you can substitute like d to the power of A3, B3 and C3. C3 is 0, right? Into Q you'll get. or negative term goes down. So pi 3 is equal to q divided by d cube and omega, because o to the power of 0 is there, no need to cancel. So after, once you get the expression for pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, you can substitute for pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3. All right. So after, so since efficiency is a dependent variable, it can be kept outside. So efficiency is a function of mu by d square omega rho, comma q by d cube omega. All right. So this is the final expression to find the efficiency of a blade. All right. So that is what I have asked you to calculate. Find the expression for efficiency of a blade, fan blade. All right. So efficiency of a fan. Okay. So that's right. We have got the final expression for efficiency. So similar problems, all are similar problems. I hope you have understood. Okay. This is how basically dimensional analysis problems can be solved by making use of Buckingham's pi theorem. So what it says, if there are n number of variables in a physical phenomenon which contains m number of fundamental dimensions, then each term can be grouped as n minus m pi term. Right? So I hope you have understood. Thank you.